Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the Chronicles, Dallas Cowboy podcast. I'm Troy Hill, joined with Ron, aka the Starstruck Fan, and Kyle, as we talk about Dallas Cowboy football and our victory over the Washington Commanders, 38-10. And we're going into the playoffs as the number 2 seed, and everybody in the whole town and the whole country is excited for the Dallas Cowboys. How are you guys feeling about it? We'll go ahead and start with you, Ron.
Feeling pretty good. We took care of business. It wasn't one of those games where you feel like I can't believe we struggled with this team. Where, we're going into the playoffs with question marks. Where 17-14 came down to the final drive. We put them away like we should have. Like a team that's going into the number two seed should have done.
I totally agree with that. How you feel about it, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, you beat a division rival by 28 points on the road. Last game of the season. I kind of feel like it was a tune-up match. You know what I mean? Like hate to say it, like a final preseason game, but you know what I mean? Like it was just like, all right, it's, see what we got. Work on some things, and I thought they looked good overall. I thought the team looked pretty. Granted the competition was pretty bad. Washington, but 28 point over division rival, I'll take it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Could have looked like the Eagles against the Giants, and it didn't. You know what I mean? So.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, yeah, it's just the competition might not have been what you wanted it to, but as far as typically still competition or not, the Cowboys tend to play down to those type of situations, whereas the game is important. It's kind of like there's like a little bit of struggling there, but for the first time in a long time, they handled business all the way across the board. Exactly. A few caveats probably here and there. I'm kind of confused. I mean, the running game, I'm completely was satisfied with the running game. What I am confused about is that how could the running game be better? And we were missing 2 blockers, one of our starting blockers, offensive linemen. What's your thoughts on that, Kyle? Does that make any sense to you, or is that kind of just one of those things, just happens with football?
I think it's just one of those things. You know what I mean? Like I said, Washington is not very good. You know what I mean? And they had a lot of guys out. You know what I mean? And I think Dowdle was back healthy for the first time in a while, and I think him and Pollard, they were just running angry, and I thought they were running good, and I don't know. Like I said, I just think they just imposed their will, kind of, offensive line wise. So
yeah, it just ended up becoming a little too much after as a game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Starstruck?
I'm gonna feel about this running game. I still feel it has got to be better. I don't know if it needs to be where I would want it to be to face Green Bay, because I don't know if Green Bay posed that kind of a threat. I hope not, just from observing them. But I think that balance, it is still. I would like for it to be more run heavy. 36 passes in a game where we won 38-10, and we only had about 26 runs. I think there still should have been more run. I think that just tells me the running game, even though it was still effective, it's still to me not where it should be. We should have had more run attempts in that game, but
I don't. The reason why I'm going to disagree with that is because you're talking about a team that has CeeDee Lamb on it also, and you also got Ferguson on there, and you also got Cook. Where sometimes you just got to go with what you got. And until you can improve that you can stop CeeDee Lamb, I'm gonna keep on going. It's not gonna just start saying, "Well, we better start running now," when we still can't stop CeeDee. So I don't know.
Agree. Yeah, I agree. Look at those first 6 weeks of the season until we played San Francisco. They tried that balance offense.
Yeah,
it just wasn't. Then they had to come to Jesus moment and like, you know what? This is a pass first team. It is what it is. Let's be real here. This team is going as far as Dak and CD take it. Not and not any running game. You know what I mean? That's the reality of this 2023 Dallas Cowboys team. This is the Dak and CD show. So I don't know. I get your point, but I think the running game is solid. It is what it is. I mean, but
yeah, I just don't think it's just not flashy.
Exactly.
It's not Dallas Cowboy fan liking. I think. Yeah. And I don't know. I think that's, to me, I just think that's just, like I said, it's just my opinion. I just think that's really what it is when it comes to that. And besides we did pick up a thumper. We got Decepticon Sodomus James Jenkins, or whatever the hell his name is.
Thompson or whatever.
Optimus Autobotamus.
Yeah.
So I think we're good, but I mean, I don't know. I guess we can't. I mean, we could just leave the whole Washington thing alone. And now at this point, everything went pretty good across the board, defensively, offensively. Um, I know people were kind of crazy and stuff about the special teams of a moment with the kicker, but I'm glad we got over that obstacle with the one kick, so we don't have to talk about that now. And the curse is broken with missing kicks all of a sudden. But I mean, we got Green Bay coming up, and you guys know my opinions about Green Bay. I mean, this is just a team that I just cannot stand. I don't like the fan base. Generally, most fans is like, oh, I can't stand the Eagles, and I can't stand the Redskins. I can't stand, but no, to me, it's always been the Packers because I lived there, and the fans are literally just trash. And anything that you could think of as far as the Eagles go, I literally feel that way about the Packers and their fans and the organization. So that being said, I think they might pose problems because we still have a team here at the Cowboys where we don't. I mean, this is the first indication we got where they know what was on the wall and knew what they had to do when they did it. So now we're going to be like in another situation this week where they kind of do the same thing. But there's no going home after this. I mean, you got to win. You got to keep winning. Have you guys seen enough of this team to think they're about business now when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys? And I'll let Ron take that first.
I don't know. This is the part where we need to see what we've been hoping to see throughout the season, which I don't know if we saw it. We did see it in the middle of the season when the schedule got a little light, but this is when it's going to have to be consistency. And you are going to be playing the teams that everybody claimed we can't beat now. All these teams are going to have winning records. I don't care if they're 9-8, 10-7, or whatever. All these teams are going to have winning records. And they have made it to the postseason. So now we just need to see consistent. Can this team, after beating the brakes off of Washington, turn around and beat the brakes off another team in consistent weeks that's a little bit better, probably more than Washington, because they're probably going to pose as a little bit more defensively. So I think we're going to have to, hopefully we get CD off, but there's going to have to be some other guys in the event they find a way to take CD out of this thing that somebody else is able to go off, whether that's the running game, tight end, or Brandon Cooks. Finally, we get 100-yard receiving thing out of him in this postseason. So I'm interested to see.
Oh, well, what's your thoughts, Kyle?
I mean, it's a home game. They play well at home. I mean, what, it's 15? How many 15 straight games at home? I mean, that's
16.
16. Okay.
Yeah.
They just play better at home. The Packers are a decent team. I mean, they just got in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I'm not taking them lightly or anything, but they're playing a guy making his first, season first as a starter, never played a playoff game. I think experience. This team. We have a lot of guys, veterans on this team that know how to play in the playoffs. I think McCarthy, hopefully, he has a good game plan. I mean, I'm feeling. I hate to say it, but I'm feeling confident in this team right now. I really am. So, I'm not taking them lightly. I'm not taking this team lightly. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they suck, but you look at it across the board. I mean, with highest scoring offense, look at our numbers at home. You know what I mean? The defense is playing well.
Yeah.
I gotta kind of think Dallas should win this game. I don't know.
See, with me, I'm not taking anybody lightly at all. Not
yeah,
anybody.
me neither. Yeah,
because once you get to the playoffs, this is a whole second season. It doesn't matter doesn't matter how you rolled in, you're still in there. And I just hope the Cowboys, the young kids that are on this team, are realizing that and embracing that and appreciating that. Because in theory, the Cowboys should come on in, Packers come on into town. The Cowboys should just beat the literal hell out of this damn team, and it shouldn't even be close. But I can see Mike McCarthy sitting there just effing around and stuff and making it closer, way closer than what it has to be.
Yeah, I can see that. I just, choosing not to see that.
They played some teams tough, so.
I mean, that's where I'm coming from. This team should wipe the floor of this team. I could just see some stupid stuff going on. I mean, I don't care. I mean, there's no reason to fight for any points and stuff. You got 3 on the board. Just take the damn 3. Don't be sitting there going for it. Just take everything natural. I mean, that's the
Mhm.
thing. That's the thing I think I want. I mean, I don't need. I mean that last game or with the game with the Lions and McCarthy, that just showed like the battle of wits of just two people just
Yeah.
doing crap you necessarily don't need to do.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I'm gonna double down on it again. Well, you're gonna double. I'm gonna double down. Well hell.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
and I just don't want that. I just want it. I, I mean, this is the clearest path we've had to do any damn thing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You know, the
Yeah.
path is there
It
for
is.
us. For
It
us to,
is.
and that's the thing. I think that's the thing that makes me excited and terrified all at the same damn time
It is
because
so there for us right now.
I could just see it.
We wanted this. We all talked about if we could get San Francisco in the third round, and this is what this is shaping up to be.
Yeah. I mean, this could be the story. This is all just everything, and you never know. You
Mhm.
never know.
Yeah, yeah, because we're not as number two seed. As a number two seed, we're not drawing San Francisco in the next round as a number two seed. So we
No.
already know if we can get through these two rounds, we will potentially see San Francisco if nothing happens with them, of course, in their end, of course.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I'm saying. You never know about. You never know that NFC Championship game could still be in
Yeah.
Dallas against somebody. you know, we just gotta do our job,
You
man.
just gotta hope the Eagles stay asleep, continue sleepwalking.
The Eagles are done.
That they don't wake up all of a sudden in the postseason and decide, you know what, we got this now.
Oh,
Mhm.
they're having all the Philly steak they can eat right now. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They are done. and
Yeah, I think so too.
what they got? Tampa Bay.
Mhm. Monday
Yeah,
night, yeah.
I'm taking Tampa Bay Monday night.
Mhm.
Mm.
I'm telling. Philadelphia is so done. They are
Mm.
done.
Yeah, because I guess we don't know anything on Hurts yet. I
No.
think someone sent that was his finger jacked up or
Dis-
something.
Dislocated finger, I guess. Yeah, I don't. It's
Jeez.
not fractured or anything, but it's
Yeah.
dislocated.
That was the
And
throw.
then,
That's the throwing hand, right? No.
Yep.
yeah, yeah, it was one of those crazy follow throughs. He hit
Yeah.
someone else's hand or something. So,
Ooh,
I mean,
interesting.
and they lost their starting corner or safety, the guy, the rookie Brown. AJ Brown's got a knee issue. Devontae
Uh,
Smith has an ankle issue. So yeah, they're a little banged up right now.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah, I guess we just focus on the Packers then.
yeah,
We don't
yeah.
worry about them. But yeah, these Packers, they beaten the Chiefs and the Lions, within the past month. And so they're a team that if you play down to their level, yeah.
They
So
can get at you.
yeah. So I said they hung with Detroit. They beat Detroit. They beat the Chiefs. And then the rest of that, of course, is going to be games that you really won't look as much into. They beat Carolina, so they finished the season down the stretch 6-3.
Hmm.
So but that's beating Chicago, Minnesota, Carolina, towards the end of the season. But right in the middle of that was Detroit and Kansas City, who they did knock off with Jordan Love.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and then you got some more another good matchup. There's a bunch of good matchups here on
Mhm.
the Rams and Lions. I mean that game could go either way. You
oh
know,
Mhm.
yes, oh most definitely,
so I mean
definitely,
after this first week, man, there's no telling what it's going to look like.
Mhm.
yeah.
All I know is that if we can get through the Packers, we ain't got to worry about the Niners still for another week after that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
And there's no telling what can happen after that. Going to that next week.
Yeah.
Still.
Mhm. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm ready to get this week. Hopefully, get this win over the Packers, and I'm looking forward to what this discussion could be like on next week. And I'm not looking forward to be an alternate discussion on a season-ending discussion either. So I'm looking forward to see us handling our business this week and looking at whoever we get in this next round is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I definitely
It's
want to.
great.
I definitely don't want to be switching the conversation next week to off-season
Yeah,
programming.
not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm hoping that we're looking forward to a team that we're going to play next week is going to be, one of those dangerous teams, whether it's Tampa, the Rams, somebody that, we're going to be again.
We're gonna be here talking about a Texas Stadium sports special. We'll see you guys in a week for
No.
an exclusive talk about Texas Stadium.
Darren Woodson Hall of Fame show.
Yeah.
Oh God, man.
Not at all.
Nah,
Handle
nah.
your business, Cowboys. Beat these guys. I know a lot of people out there talking. Is this the Packers? And is Dez Carter? Man, just beat them just for that, so we can quit talking about Dez Carter.
Yeah,
This is not the same team. So
yeah. I'm so sick of that
yeah,
too.
beating Green Bay is not going to make me think about that. Now we got Aaron Rodgers in the Packers. This is a totally different
Yeah.
team.
We got him, and still people
Yeah,
forget that
yeah,
wasn't a game taking us to the Super Bowl.
yeah,
So it still wasn't no
yeah,
guarantee we were
yeah.
going anywhere. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I just don't
Yeah, the problem
understand.
isn't the Packers. The problem was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
And I say that hoping that we handle our business this week. That the problem has not been the Packers. The problem has been Aaron because we were beating the Packers before they started beating us.
yeah.
So the problem is not the Packers. The problem is Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady through the years. So
And don't be making Love look like he's better than what he is either.
Exactly.
That's another thing. You just gotta take these people for what they are.
yeah,
This team. They're in the playoffs. They're
mhm,
competition. You gotta take them serious.
yeah,
Just punch them in the mouth
yeah.
and just get over
Yeah,
with it.
what makes this team dangerous is if they decide to commit to the run. If they could decide to commit to it and they're being effective, that's what poses problems for us. We've seen that we have got to find a way that Jordan Love with RPO stuff that we don't get caught looking and he's throwing downfield or we're going at the running back and he's running around the outside. That's the kind of stuff that concerns me about this game is Green Bay has that potential with the mobile QB that I've talked about,
Hmm
that poses this defense at times. I think we had a good game against Tua because Tua just wasn't mobile. We were right there in at the end, and then Jared Goff, we didn't have to worry about that. But Jordan Love poses us problems that teams we've played in the past so far this season has a mobile QB that's given us fits.
Yeah, but they just gotta have some serious pressure on this
Yeah.
kid.
Hmm.
They gotta show that this is his first year starting in the NFL.
Hmm.
You gotta
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
Parsons on this
Yep.
guy's ass.
Yes. Yes.
you know,
Yes.
all day,
Yes.
every day.
Masking coverages, all kind of stuff, just confusing this young man.
He just has to have he has to have hell brought into his life.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Demarcus Lawrence, everybody. We
Hmm
need everything. We need the pressure stats and the sack stats. We
Yeah,
need it all. And
and
Deron Bland with some picks.
yep, and Harkins he comes back this week, right?
Who?
Hankins.
Hankins.
No,
Yeah.
Hankins. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that'll help. Again, I don't think
Hanky Panky.
yeah. I don't think
Hanky Panky.
yep, I never thought that he was the end all be
Yeah.
all and anything, but still be nice to have him come back. Um yeah, it's just so damn critical, man. And it's just what I don't want it to be is like a close game at the end where Mark McCarthy just does his stupid shit where, oh well, obviously we need to run the ball and stuff to try and milk this clock real quick. Well, we're gonna start passing. Oh, whoops, and now we done gave this team an extra minute and 25 seconds and stuff, and then we all sitting here looking stupid. I do not, man. Because I'm telling you, if Mike McCarthy, if I'm telling you, well, here's an interesting question for you. Is McCarthy's job on the line based off of how the Cowboys perform in the playoffs this year?
If it's in the first round, probably so. But I let Kyle go ahead. I don't know if Kyle got in and said his piece. So
What you think,
Oh
Kyle?
yeah, I think if he gets booted in the first round, and I kind of agree. Only in the sense that we hired him to take us further, but you also
Yeah.
kind of can't. You kind of can't can't just discount what he's done. I mean,
Mhm.
3 straight 12-win seasons, 3 straight playoff seasons. They haven't done that since the 90s. You know what I mean? Like the mid 90s. So, I mean, he's got the team moving in the right direction, but he's got to have playoff success. That's what he's brought in here for. So he's got to have playoff success. The team is moving in the right direction. They've gotten further each year in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Last year, the divisional round. This year, hopefully, we're talking NC championship game. But if they go out and lose this game, 35 to 13 to Green Bay, I think it's all right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice knowing you. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, if I'm owner of the Dallas Cowboys, which I'm not, and if we lose to the Packers and stuff, Mike McCarthy is fired before he even makes it back to the locker room. And matter of fact, his shit's already packed up. And I will clearly tell him, I don't know how you're going to get back home, but we're not taking you. But here's your shit. Go. I mean, because it's just too big of a thing, and it's just, and like we said, it's just the path has never been so vivid.
Yeah, and that's the shame of it, because he's done a lot for this team. He's really turned this team around. I think, you know what I mean. The past 3 years, I mean, who would have ever thought 16 home games in a row? You know what I mean? That never happened in the Garrett era. You know what I mean? Like a good top 5 defense, that never happened under the Garrett era. You know what I mean? Like, he's turned this team around. You know what I mean? It'd be a shame for him not to make some noise in the playoffs and to be one and done.
12-win seasons in a row. Yeah,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's done a good job with his team. They just need playoff success.
Yeah. For me to think his job, he's on the hot seat, you would have to be able to pinpoint the loss on him specifically, where he made an all-out faux pas, just a bad decision. The offense, just because he's the offense, he's the guy calling the plays. So the offense isn't moving the ball against this Green Bay Packers defense. That's something you can point to him. If it comes down to a decision at the end of the game, like with the Detroit Lions coach, where you going for 2-3 times in a row type of stuff, to me, it's got to be something you can pinpoint solemnly on him. It's not a Dak turnover. It's not a Pollard fumble or a defense letting a team drive down the field. That's Dan Quinn stuff. It has to be something where it was in his hands and it just didn't get done. And you could clearly point that McCarthy was the one.
Yeah.
And you have to have a viable option, too, to bring somebody else in. I don't know if that guy's out there unless they're targeting somebody like Harbaugh. I mean, I don't think Belichick is to me, somebody we need to be looking at with this team. But maybe if there's like a Harbaugh that I can't see it, that he'd come to the Cowboys. So I think McCarthy, I think he's still here.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It has to be something solemnly pinpointed on him that we blow this game this week.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just the thought. It's like I just want the game just to start now and just get the shit over with.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I am anxious for the game. I must admit, I am a bit. I was honestly a little nervous on this past Sunday. I'll admit that I shouldn't have been, but I actually took a nap through the first part of the game because I just didn't want to sit there on the edge of my seat, like waiting for them to start blowing this team out. I was like, I want to wake up and I want us to have a lead. And I woke up and we had a lead. Like, okay, thank you. That's what I wanted. I did not want to be. I don't know if I could have sat through that 10-7 early part of the game. I don't know. I think I would have been too much on the edge of my seat, upset with the slow start. So I was like, I'm taking me a nap. When I wake up, I want us with a comfortable lead, and it happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, the game, like I said, it worked. It worked out well. I mean, definitely happy to be the 2 seed, but you still kind of got to think it back in your mind. It's like, man, it's in a game of inches, and just a couple things changing here and there. Say specifically like Philadelphia, a win over them at home or back in Philadelphia and stuff. We'd have the number 1 seed. and then our path will be really looking different at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Jesus. This is where we are. This is where we are, though. So we're here. We're in it. We've got a path that we didn't think was even possible starting the month of
No,
December. We were
seriously.
looking at the fifth seed was probably going to be our home and how we were going to find a way to win on the road the first 2 weeks of the season, at least 2 rounds of the playoffs. But yet here we are, number 2 seed at home and potentially at home again in the second round.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, God, it's just, whew. Yeah, I just didn't think it's just the way how everything just changes so drastically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. So what's you guys' predictions for this playoff game? Obviously I'm picking the Cowboys. I'm not even I mean, I don't care who the Packers are. I mean, there ain't no circumstance I would ever say their name beating us ever in anything. So what do you guys think? I think everybody across the board is that this is gonna be a W.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that they should win this game. Let's put that way. They should definitely they should win this game.
So I mean, so it's no question that the W. It's just a question of what the extremity of that W, what it's going to look like.
Yeah, yeah. I think
because I think, to me, this is a game that you put the league on notice.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the game that you go out there and just destroy this team and say this is what it is.
Yeah. Especially if you come to our house, exactly. Especially if you're coming to our house, expect this. You know what I mean? This kind of ass whooping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't want to limp against this team. I want them just manhandled.
Yeah.
You know, because I got memes I've been holding on to for the last 2 years. I'm gonna be using on some. I'm gonna be using on a few people and stuff after this game's over. Just been holding on to them because, like I said, you guys think your Eagle fans are crazy. I hear more from Packer fans and messages asking me about what the Cowboys than anybody else on the face of the earth for no reason, no reason whatsoever, because that's just how their fan base is, So.
Yep. So I'm thinking a win over the Green Bay and looking at whether we probably got the Lions again in the next round or the Bucks potentially, perhaps. So it's going to be one of those three: Lions, Bucks, or Eagles, probably in the next round for us.
Yeah.
Handle our business against the Packers. So Lions would be interesting again for a second time after
I
the
don't
game ended last time.
Yeah, that's a game I don't think I want. But if I had a choice,
That's the path we'll have to take if we're trying to get to where we're trying to go, Troy.
Yeah, it's true.
Give us the best, but I know that's not everybody's wish.
Yeah, I know, but I would opt out of a Cowboys v Lions too.
Yeah.
because you know what kind of like at the end of the first Rocky, it's a Rocky reference. Rocky clearly he had a couple good punches in, and he loses at the end. Then the next fight, it didn't work out too well for Clubber or for Apollo Creed, and I look at the Cowboys at the level of being America's team, Apollo Creed-like, and I just can't have that happen to my Cowboys. So.
Well, I'm hoping for a W, and I'm hoping for good health, because that's what we need to stay in these playoffs. Is everybody's got to stay healthy. Everybody's got to do their assignments, execute. We do that, we can find ourselves where we want to be.
Yeah. Gilmore, I guess, was a dislocated shoulder, but they popped it back in. He's still gonna be good to go.
Oh, okay.
That's what he said. Yeah, so it's not as serious as they thought it was going to be. So that's
the
good.
Emmitt
Good
Smith.
News.
You got the Emmitt Smith going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be. He picked off the ball with a bad shoulder. It was like the Emmett game, but it's not. But anyways,
Emmitt Smith that year in the playoffs or last season, last game of the season against the Giants, landing on that shoulder, carrying us all the way through the playoffs on that shoulder.
Man, Emmitt Smith, boy, ain't nothing can be said about that guy. I mean, we were so thankful. I mean, we should literally be thankful for having, players like Emmitt Smith, Aikman, Irving. I mean, these guys were just some gritty damn dudes, man.
The right players for the right coach during the right time.
Yep, it just, man, just hope we can get back to that type of level again.
Yeah.
Because I think once we get there and once we get our foot in that water a little bit, people are not going to want to get him. People want to keep on hopping in that water a little bit, I'm hoping. Want to try and do the things that continue being in that water, So we will see. But as always, it's always fun talking about some Dallas Cowboy football. I like to thank Starstruck. I like to thank Kyle. You guys have any final words for the people tonight?
I'm a homer, but can we just acknowledge Dak's season this year before we get off the air? Because if Dak had pulled a Jalen Hurts yesterday, they would be crucifying him. Jalen Hurts' final stats with the number 2 seed on the line was 7 of 16 for 55 yards with 1 interception. If that was Dak Prescott, if they got blown out by the lowly Giants, what would the national media be saying right now?
You're 100% correct.
Yes. Okay, so Jalen Hurts led the NFC in interceptions. Josh Allen led the AFC in interceptions. So let's keep that same vibe up as Dak Prescott got. Because Dak Prescott led the league in TDs this year, and I think he had the best TD to interception ratio, through 9.
Yeah.
He I think it was third in yards. Yeah. Third in yards. He was second in QBR. So I mean, and you guys know I'm a homer. I'm a Dak homer.
Yeah.
But he had a bounce back season, and I told everyone who would listen, last year's interception was an aberration. That was not him. You know what I mean? But this guy deserves some respect. You know what I mean? Like, and I just hope the national media, I hope they shit on Hurts like they shit on Dak Prescott. That's all I know. You know what I mean?
I will tell you one thing. I think Dak was one overthrown touchdown pass to Cooks from putting himself right back into MVP discussion.
He's still there. His numbers.
He's still there, but I don't know. He's still there. I agree, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Still because you know how they
the national media drools over Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I get it, but
that too. But Purdy's broken a lot of records that Steve Young in Montana hadn't done in San Fran, even though they had the abysmal loss to the. I just don't know. It would be a tragedy for Lamar Jackson to get it, and he really only had a month of really strong play. It's really only been a month. The same way with Joe Flacco. I could argue that if Dak doesn't get MVP, that he should get comeback player of the year.
Yeah,
I mean, if you threw that many bad interceptions and now you come back and you have the season that you have. I mean, Flacco's he's only been in the lineup like a month, but I could understand if you want to give it to him because he's got those guys into the playoffs. But I would have a strong argument if Dak did not get MVP that comeback player there should be in the conversation.
Yeah.
So.
I know. I just, like I said, it's going to piss me off when Lamar Jackson gets it when Dak has better numbers in every single category except for like rushing yards. You know what I mean? But Dak, he's got better numbers literally in every single category. Even if you take Lamar's because total yards and total TDs, Dak still has better numbers. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like
Lamar
I said,
was not in the conversation until they beat San Fran.
Exactly.
He launched himself up there. To me, that's not fair for a guy that's been in the conversation all season.
Yeah.
And you launch a guy in there over one win.
Because that definitely did put him there. That did put him there. But I think if he would have got that five touchdown thing, I think the league overall could have bounced him right back into the conversation.
Well, you saw that 4 touchdown game he had yesterday was the most in Cowboy history in like half the games. Romo had it with 10, but it took him 200 games to do it. Where like Dak did it in like 100. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. He's the first Cowboy outright to lead the league in touchdown passes since Staubach. I mean, that's pretty crazy, man. He's had a hell of a year. Let's be real. He had a hell of a year.
And Staubach had like 10 less.
Yeah. So, I mean, he said he wasn't going to throw 10 interceptions, and he didn't. You know what I mean? Like, this guy, I don't know, man. You know me. You know I'm a homer, so. But I'm with you. I'm with national media to give him his props. You know what I mean? Like, he's not some scrub. He's not, he's not Jameis Winston. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a scrub.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And I think there's a path you might be able to throw CD Lamb in a conversation too. If you want to, if people are still talking to Hill. if people are still talking Hill, you can't say Hill and not put CD in that sentence with him.
Exactly.
But that's enough right there to even argue for Dak again, because he threw him up there.
Yeah.
He threw him into that, to be lifted up into that. Because you
Not-
have Tyreek Hill in there because, Pat Mahomes was throwing it to him. But if you got Dak with the stats he has, and he's been throwing it to CD.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's I think that's the factor, just putting that out there like that. To me, I mean, like I said, I'm just a dude, but
Lamar has his
you
stats.
You got two people on the same team with great numbers that both literally they one couldn't do the one without the other.
Yep. Like I say, you got Lamar with his stats, but who else is he carrying along with him?
Nobody.
It's just him. So I understand, he's the most valuable player because you say there ain't nobody else that's doing anything on a team. And maybe that's what they're looking at, because you probably can't even name the running back that's on the team with the Ravens right now, because he's leading the team in rushing, and wide receivers, they've got, I think it's Zay Jones, or I can't remember the guy, but and then, Odell. So I can understand they're arguing that way because you got CD in there. But it's funny because before CD had the season he had, people were questioning whether he was one wide receiver one material. Now Dak throws him into the wide receiver one conversation. Now you want to say his team's loaded, that Dak has a loaded team now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the consensus for us with the beginning of the season was, well, he might not be a number one, but he's our number one. Exactly. So that's how we got wrong. Yeah.
He's easily top 2 receiver in the league, top 3, exactly, easily. Yeah, I mean, and like we said last week, we just see like a natural, steady progression. Like each year, he gets better and better. You know what I mean? Like he's on another level right now, man. Him and Dak's connection is crazy. I think it's like it's unbelievable.
I don't understand how he gets so open like that. I really don't. I mean, he's just like. He's like, boom,
the level
of
trust they have in each other. Those two really, they truly trust each other out there. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
I could come up with a reason why he gets open, but I won't say it on the show.
Oh, we know why. Yeah, I know. The world's greatest wide receiver, Jedi, gave him Jedi tricks. Yeah, we know. Yeah.
Well, see, the reason why I know that's not true, because I know I haven't seen CeeDee Lamb stop in the middle of a route and stuff, so I know he's not getting. I know he's not. Wasn't getting information from that guy. Yeah, so I know it wasn't coming from him.
I think it's just like I said. He's a hard worker. You know what I mean? Like we know Warren didn't really put in much work because he was always more athletic. But this guy, he puts in work, man.
We saw this guy his rookie season coming into the COVID, if I remember correct, cutting up lawn in someone's backyard running routes. I don't know if you remember that. Cutting lawn up in someone's backyard when they couldn't go to the facility.
Yeah. No, he's phenomenal, man. I can't literally no complaints about this guy, man. He's a hard worker. He doesn't bitch and moan.
Yeah, he's not a prima donna. He's like a different. He's a whole different kind of.
Yeah.
Athlete,
he's serious. Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's nice to see someone that dominant. You know what I mean?
They were already asking him. I saw someone was asking him about money. After the game against Commanders, he's like, I'm not even thinking about that. I mean, we got some other work to take care of, winning some rings and stuff, and then after that,
he'll take care of himself. Yeah,
we can talk about stuff like that because I mean,
I love his mindset. Yeah, I love his mindset. Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
because that's one thing. I mean, it's too early to have that conversation about finances and stuff right now. But it's gonna get if we do what I want us to do, man, we're gonna have some interesting decisions to try to spread all this money around. I mean, it's really gonna be interesting. I mean, all I will be able to say is, though, the people that are anti-Dak for whatever reason, still, you're definitely going to have to find another team after this because he ain't going nowhere.
Exactly. that extension's coming, guys. Yeah, sorry to say, because he is a franchise quarterback, and any other team would love to have him.
Yes,
So
absolutely. That man ain't going nowhere. I mean, well, he ain't going nowhere now. I mean,
yeah.
So, I mean,
And
I
it
don't know.
looks, and now you start to look. I think I talked to you all about this before. I said if Dak was extended the first time, he would start being on the door of knocking down Tony Romo's stats. And we are getting there.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
are now
definitely.
getting to
Yeah.
that point now with the amount of yards that he is now putting up. We
Mhm.
are definitely on the cusp. And keep in mind, Romo has not made it into the Ring of Honor. And I don't know if that's a consideration of something they are going to do at some point. But he has not been put in there yet. And Dak's on the cusp of knocking down his passing yards.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. That's
Yeah.
not even a
No,
question.
yeah. I think it's going to happen. Two different type of players.
Mm-hmm.
Physically, anyways. I mean, if anything, the physicality of it's what's gonna keep Dak around long enough to do what he needs to do. In terms of Romo. As far as Ring of Honor goes, at this point now, with Jimmy being in, I don't even know if there's anybody else that needs to be in right now at this moment. What is this, Witten?
Witten.
Mm-hmm.
But Jerry has a soft spot for Romo. It's gonna be a Witten and Romo day. It's gonna be that's I can guarantee you that one. Those two on the same day. That's what's gonna be.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting.
On that same day, they're going to do a reenactment. They're going to have To up on their board too, and then
I'll tell you what.
and then behind closed doors, Romo and Whitney are going to talk and get him to remove it all in the same day.
Yes.
I tell you what, they better do it quickly. Because I said Dak's at 29,000 right now, and Romo's sitting at 34,000. So they
Wow.
put him in there.
Mm.
They better put it in pretty quick, or it's gonna look like you're the number 2 passer.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor. You give Dak 2 more seasons,
Oh,
if
definitely.
not, if he throws for 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's close. 29, 459. Romo.
That's crazy.
Yep. Romo's at 34, 183.
Well, Romo's not going to care anyways and stuff because he's gonna be putting on another jacket and stuff, So yeah.
I don't know. Is it NBC?
CBS golf jacket? Yeah, the Masters? It's not the Masters, right? It's more than that jacket. Yeah.
The Peacock app?
Hey, well, I'm just like I said. I've always said that. I'm not saying it should happen. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. I just want to see how far I also want to see how far a person's popularity can take them. That's all.
I don't know. Yeah. It's gonna be. I don't know.
You got to win more than 2 playoff games, in my opinion. That's just me. That's just me.
Yep, you got to throw for more than 34,000 yards too. So there's a lot of guys in that area that's still not in yet in that little environment of 30-something thousand worth of yards. So I don't know.
You're right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You know what the messed up thing is?
He's got less yards than Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I know Fitzpatrick played longer, but Fitzpatrick wasn't even a starter that many years.
Yeah.
God, that man's been played for a lot of damn teams. Probably more teams than Jalen Ramsey or Jalen Smith. So Jalen Smith.
Yep. So you still got guys like Boomer Esiason and Donovan McNabb still waiting, and these guys have more yards. They're still waiting.
True.
And those guys played in Super Bowls, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they both? Yeah, they both played in Super Bowls.
Yes. Yes.
One loss to Joe Montana, one loss to Tom Brady. You know what I mean? So
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just well, what was the story of that game where T.O. did play, but he had like a broken leg or something? It was something stupid. It was something broken leg, but a man's still playing.
He had a broken ankle and still played. Yep. T.O. said it wasn't his fault they lost. He's like, I wasn't the one that got tired.
Mm.
Talking about McNabb throwing up on the
Mm-hmm.
field.
Mm-hmm.
Man, T.O. was a love him or hate him. T.O. was a man. That dude was a monster, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Indeed.
the Cowboys let him go. I was so damn mad. I'm like, this man has given us 31 touchdowns and stuff in 3 seasons, and you're letting him go. that's your that's like 75% of your offensive production right there. And you're gonna let
Yeah.
him go.
Yeah. Yep.
Jesus. But anyways, that's all we got this evening. Hope you guys
Yes, sir.
enjoyed the program. Big game coming up here on Sunday. 3:25 Central Standard Time
Yep.
in the AT&T Stadium.
I'll be
Man,
rocking.
we got to get this going. And the fans that do get a chance are fortunate enough to go to the game. Make sure you're watching the game and stuff, and not taking selfies of yourself at the game, because our fan base. Anyways, uh, would you guys go to the side question? Would you guys go to the standing room only stuff for the Cowboys? Would you?
I was very close to going the week that they played the Lions and Jimmy Johnson. Had I gotten
Mm.
back in town a lot sooner, I really, as my wife is my witness, I was talking to her on the road. I said, we get back
Mm.
within 2 hours of the game, I'm going to take a shot at going
Mm.
standing room only just to be in there and to have heard his speech and be around that. I was willing to take the shot, but it did not happen. And so I think my knees thank me for that.
Yeah, I'm
I've done it
not.
before. I've only done
How
it
does that
once.
work? How does that work?
I,
Is it like a general admission ticket for like $80, or is it like a $200? What's the
well,
price on a ticket like
they
that?
charge it based on the competition. That's the
Oh,
thing.
really? Okay,
Because the
okay.
price, that was another thing too that kind of had me, because it was over $100 for standing room for
Standing
that
room only,
Lions
huh?
game, because
Mm.
Jimmy was being
Mm-hmm.
inducted. It was over a hundred
Yeah.
dollars to stand.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so I was willing, only because my son was like, I don't know, Dad, I just came off the road. I'm kind of tired. So I'm like, okay. I was telling my wife, I said, that's good. That's only $100 instead of 200 that I have to
Yeah. Yeah.
spend for me and my son. I said, I'm willing. You could just drop me off and pick me back up. But
Mm-hmm.
it didn't happen. We got back too
Yeah.
close, and I was like, no, I'm not paying 100 something dollars, and I might not get there till almost
Yeah.
just before halftime
Mm-hmm.
to the
Well,
game. So
I'll
that's a
answer
lot
the
of money. Yeah.
I,
Go
I'll
ahead.
answer I'll answer the question myself.
Hmm.
If I would do it, man, I've watched too much 80s and 90s wrestling and stuff. Soon that door comes opening up, I'm clotheslining people. I'm getting to my spot.
Yeah, I've seen
Six,
those videos. That's why it's so
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
6'3",
Yeah.
two hundred and
Yeah.
fifty some odd pounds. Yeah, I'm clotheslining a person and stuff to get to
That's
where I need
funny.
Yeah.
to get to. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be in an environment like that where where there's like the Cabbage Patch doll, or like particularly at the end of the damn tunnel you have to get to for your
Mm-hmm.
And see,
for your
you're
3-year-old child that don't give a shit about
yeah.
Cabbage Patch Kids.
And
you
see,
know.
you're in a good situation, Troy, because you all what 6'3.5"
Yeah.
going.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of get, you can almost stand about 3 rows back of people and still get you a good look. Me, on the other hand, I got some challenge. I had to find me a stairwell the last time we went
Oh,
just to
wow.
capture the game-winning field goal.
Mm.
I was able to get a nice enough angle. If you guys look at my Bengals clip from last season, I was able to get a
That's so
nice little
funny.
angle from a stairwell to get the game winning field goal. It was like yeah, Mayer kicking the game winner early in the season against the Bengals. But yeah, it was. I tell you what, if you do that and you rush to get in there like that, I hope you don't drink much, because the
Yeah.
minute you
Yeah.
leave to go to the restroom, your spot
Someone's got
will
your
be
spot,
gone.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
They will. Yep. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
you could have gave me 100 and stuff. I would have took you. I would have took you there, Ron.
Yeah.
You could have seen whatever you wanted to see.
I
I
know.
would
And so it's good. I heard if you do the party passes, it's good to go with multiple people. Go at least 3 or 4 people. That way, if you do get in the door, people can save a spot for you. You
Yeah.
know, you can
yeah.
kind of get back up with your group. But if it's just you and your
Yeah,
son
one
or something like
person.
that,
Yeah, they ain't
it's
going.
gonna be
No, they.
tough. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You don't
yeah,
Well,
and
want to have to
all.
did they?
leave your son standing there, young kid.
No,
You don't. Yeah, you don't want to have to leave him in your
no.
spot while
Yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much
Not
stuff.
worth it.
Too much. Yeah, it's too much
Yeah.
stuff that could go wrong and stuff
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
not worth it. Somebody
Yeah.
elbowing your kid in the back of the head over excitement. Nah, it just wasn't worth it. So
No, but if you wanted to go and stuff, you could have called me. I'll be like, hey.
Do they do the Miller Lite thing on the lawn still, or no? Is that still a thing? The Miller Lite party?
Yeah, they do. They do
Oh,
still do
okay,
that.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
still do that. So
I mean, they got screens with sound and everything, right? They're showing the game with sound and everything, right? Okay, yeah.
To me, it's just not worth it, man. It's just not.
Yeah, not for $100. You go out there to watch it on TV. I'd stay at home.
Yeah, just seeing all them people. I mean, them people be running for like they life depended on it, man. Have you seen those videos of them people
they're
running?
crazy. They're insane. Yeah, they're absolutely insane. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and out of the people that's running, maybe only like 2 of those people legit should be trying to run any damn where. Those other people don't need to be trying to run nowhere.
Yeah.
You just see like a.
But I'm pretty sure I saw some of the tickets there. It's going to be expensive up in there.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Yeah.
Well, if something comes up, though, I'll be calling you up, Troy, and see, hey, I got an extra one.
I'll be like, well, let me go ahead and get my pads and stuff on.
Get pads. Tape up the old knuckles. Yeah, tape them up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. I'm starting to tape up my wrists and shit.
Yeah.
So I did come across
Rocky, like your boy Apollo Creed. Yep.
I did come across some tickets for tonight. So I did come across tickets for the Rangers game and for the NCAA championship. But yeah, I was like, no, not the championship. The game that was here, not the championship, was another, whatever the bowl game they had here.
The Cotton Bowl Classic,
Ohio
whatever
State.
it was.
Yeah, Ohio State.
Yeah.
So I did come up with tickets with that. I wasn't interested in who was playing there. And I actually came across Rangers World Series. So
wow.
It's possible. It is possible. So I don't know. If I see something.
I mean, we need to start like a contingency plan just in case, though. We do start as we get closer and closer, and we do win this. There's a potential that we could get to something and win. We need to figure out where we need to be, the time window, because this is the real. This has been for a long damn time.
Oh yeah,
Because I'm not missing the championship parade.
Me neither. I will take a red eye down there and a red eye back if I have to for the parade. 100%. I already told everybody that. If they win, I'm 100% going for the parade. I don't give a shit. I'll call it sick. I will fly there and fly back at the same date if I have to. I'm not missing that parade.
Get you a Southwest or Spirit plane.
Get a Spirit plane and stuff. They'll glide you down from the airplane and stuff.
Exactly.
Just pack all your stuff in a backpack.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I mean, it's fun to talk about those things. And stuff but I'm telling you, I mean, that's just something that you don't want. All of a sudden, all shit we don't want, and now what do we do?
Yes, indeed.
Because I got PTO in hand to use if I need it. And I mean, and you know what? If I didn't have PTO, I'm just not getting paid for a couple of days of work.
It's a once in a lifetime thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say once in a lifetime, but it felt like it. It feels
once
like
every quarter century. Geez, it's been 28 years.
We sitting there. We sitting there wait for a Super Bowl parades like Haley's Comet and stuff. I'm just glad it's not 75.
Exactly. I can't afford another 30 years.
That's what I'm saying. I'll be like 68 years old. I'm not doing that. I'm 68.
No, shit. At 68 and stuff, Rod, you can still call me and stuff for that party pass.
Exactly.
I'm like, okay, let me tape up the wrist again.
Tickets to Halley's Comet.
All right. Well, anyways, again, as always, it's fun talk Dallas Cowboy football. We'll see you guys all next time, and hopefully we'll be talking about a victory going into the next part of the next stage of the playoffs. But and the famous words of Jimmy Johnson, how about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Beat them cheeseheads.
Oh,